right, so it's technically the day after chest day for me. Because I did the chest workout yesterday, but I forgot to set up the little suction cup kind of arm on the window. So, spoiler alert. Should I spoil it? You already know what happens. It's it's a classic tale. All right, today ends up being a nasty ass fucking chest bump. I'm talking incline Smith machine. I'm talking cable press. I'm talking cable flies. But you'll see that in a few seconds. So I'll we can we'll see that when it happens. But right now I'm headed back to the same gym because I got morning cardio to do. And then later today we'll be back, that'll be the lift for tomorrow. But I almost forgot to say, holy crap, it's the 4th of July, gosh dang it. No, come on. God damn it. That's way more American. So that's maybe I'll record some random fireworks tonight. We didn't get anything crazy. And of course I wouldn't do anything that's gonna like blow my fucking hands off. I mean, that's fucking nuts. So hopefully this post isn't whoops. I'm in a new neighborhood. I don't know where I'm at. But I was gonna say, hopefully I don't say that warning too late for any of you guys. I'm sure. Well, look, you gotta remember, if you get all your fingers blown off, that's not really gonna correlate to a good pump. That's gonna correlate to actually a fucking pretty big problem. So stay safe out there with your explosives. But no, I get cardio in the morning. So even when bulking, even bulking, dieting, main gaining, whatever, doing your daily cardio, I can't explain it enough. I'll explain the main points and then we can just cut to the lifts. But I'm sure I'll have a little bit more cardio shit to talk about after this when I drive back to the house. But look, man, let me try to lay it out as simple as I can, as quickly as I can. If you do 30 minutes of daily cardio in the morning, I'm not talking about like sprints. I'm not talking running suicides or laps around a track. I mean just sitting down personally, I like the recumbent bike. Seated pedals are kind of in front of you. 30 minutes of pedaling, it goes by like nothing. And you can play on your phone, watch a video, it's so passive. I mean, the only chore is actually having to go and do it, which is true. That can be a fucking chore because that's going to add an extra hour to your morning. So that's up to you. It's like, do you have that time to spare? But if you can, you're going to reap the rewards. I'm talking being leaner at a baseline state. When I bulk up, I do put on more body fat. If I wasn't adding my fucking 30 minutes of daily cardio, I would be way fucking softer. And then when I'm dieting down, of course, makes it easier to get leaner. I'm just a more active guy. I'm burning more calories throughout the day. So whether you're bulking, cutting, or just maintaining, having 30 minutes of fucking cardio every morning, and you can skip a few mornings, it's not going to kill you, but on a reasonably consistent basis, you're going to be just a leaner dude at baseline. And then, in a more kind of directly noticeable situation, you're going to feel better during your training because you're not going to be so fucking exhausted. If I don't do my cardio for like months on end, which I have done before, especially when I'm trying to bulk up, I can tell I get so fucking winded, it's not even funny. And you already see me after a set of like crazy squats or like, I mean, yeah, mainly squats is kind of the biggest one. But I'm huffing and puffing for like fucking 3 minutes before I get ready to even stand up to do another set. So if I wasn't doing my cardio, dude, my training would be so much slower. And you gotta remember, that's just an extra hurdle to overcome. When you're working out, the whole point is to completely wreck whatever muscle you're targeting first and not run out of breath before you can do so. So if you're limited by your fucking cardiovascular system, and that's what makes you stop a set because you just can't catch your breath and you could do a few more, you're just fucking holding yourself back gains wise. So you're gonna be leaner, you're gonna have a better time in your training because you're gonna be able to catch your breath faster, and then you're gonna be able to eat more food. Any parents or your mom would know this if you asked her, like when you started working out, they know that you eat fucking way more food. And that's me kind of talking to my sort of younger demographic. Or if you're a fucking parent, when your fucking kid starts working out or, goes in season doing 2 days wrestling, football, or whatever, just by being more active, you're going to have a higher metabolism, and kind of coupled with that, a higher appetite, because now you're giving your body a need to eat more food. You know, if you're more active, you just burned calories. Your body already has a system in place where it says, dude, you just burned a fucking ton of calories today. You got to replenish that shit. You know, then you'll be a little bit hungry, be able to eat more. And dieting down, same thing, you'll still be able to eat more because you just burned 300, however many hundred calories in the morning. That's another 300 calories of food you can eat while still being in a calorie deficit. So, depending on how serious you're dieting, an extra 300 calories per day of food, that feels like a lot. And that can be the difference between being able to stick to a deficit or potentially having to fucking go overboard and quit it because you can't take it, you know? So, I mean, I'm doing my cardio. So, when I when I look at guys who I know are seriously going after it, like they're locked in for real, they're trying to maximize every potential vector of gains that they have access to, you know, those are the guys who I want to copy and I want to emulate because I know that everything they're doing is in relation to their greater goal of fucking growing, you know? So that's where I say, if that's you, if you are kind of curious and you are interested in actually really locking it in, cardio is just a part of that equation. And I really don't like how much disrespect it gets. But enough cardio. When I drive back after this for the post-lift chat, I won't spam you with cardio. We can talk about something else. But you know I gotta say it. You know I gotta get my I got my cardio quota, 3 hours a week of referencing cardio. But I'm gonna get in there, do my 30 minutes of cardio. For you, you can watch the chest day I did last night, and then we can regroup after. Let's get fucking real here. Oh. Oh. All right. I totally overestimated my strength. I wanted at least 8. But 6.5, I can take it. Let's drop it to 3 plates and do a little bit of higher volume set. All right, 3 plates would be too light. 3 plates in a 25, on the other hand, I think that's the sweet spot. And honestly, I think that's a good fucking approach, man, you know? Now, it depends on the movement. For quads, I'm not immediately going to do a set of like 5 plate squats. I start with lighter movements. But with something like chest, I'm warm, I'm loaded. You know, I did a plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates as a feeler. I want to kind of start off with as heavy of a set as I can go for a reasonable amount of reps. And then as fatigue fucking builds, I'll just be forced to go lighter, you know? But that's kind of just personal preference. If I started with light squeezing reps on like a cable press, I'd probably have just as good of a chest day. I think the intensity kind of supersedes any, you know, workout order, but whatever. I gotta get in the zone for another one. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now let's drop to 3 plates. Oh my god. All right, come on. 3 plates, this should be nothing. 20 reps minimum. Oh my god. Okay. I think that's enough Smith. Oh my god. 3 sets, 2 failure, heavy. What else could I ask for, man? Perfect start to this chest day. Let's move on to something else. I haven't done these for a while, partially because it's just kind of a big setup, so it's a little bit of a chore to actually set up. But cables, ankle height, wide, incline in the middle. So what I get to do now is a fucking converging cable press, which the tension is not going to be the same. Like the amount of tension I felt on my chest at the bottom of those reps, especially the first heavy set, this isn't going to come close. But that feeling of the squeeze on top, that's where a movement like this shines. And on chest days, I feel like I just alternate between the two. Something really heavy, tension focused, or a bit lighter, squeezing, burning focused. And then you've also got some shit in the middle, like if you do, well, sometimes a hammer strength press, you can load up, but still squeeze really hard. But either way, let's get this set going. Yeah. 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 Okay. One more. Okay. All right. Let's do some regular cable flies. And that might be the ender. I mean, heavy pressing, squeezing, pushing. Well, half fly, half press. Flies usually does the trick. But we'll find out. All right, I have a plan. Moderately light. Well, 35. That set of pressing I just did was 57. So a bit lighter. And the point of these is not a crazy amount of fucking weight. Same thing with the last ones. I'm just trying to fucking squeeze as hard as possible at the bottom. So this first set will be kind of just classic straight set, and I might change it up as I go on these next few. Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. A few more. All right, this one's going to be a bit heavier. Instead of that 35, I'll do 57 and a half. So I won't sit and squeeze as long, but I'll still try to burn out to failure. And then the set after this will be kind of a combination. So I'll start with some heavy weight and then make it a drop set and finish with a burnout after I pick a better song. And I'll bend over a bit more for these flies too. Oh, yes. Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. One more. And then chest is fully cooked. All right, last one. Okay. Let's drop to 25. No. Yeah. 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 Okay. Holy crap. All right. Time to pose down. Chest is fucking fully cooked. Okay, so typically I would not pose down shirtless in a Planet Fitness, except for in the locker room. But this is clearly the engineer or the architectural department's problem, because they made the lighting right here too cool to fucking pass up. But I won't sit here for 20 minutes. We can just run through a couple and then scram, because I'm fucking starving my ass off. We had a 9-hour fucking car drive today. So I'm, let's just say after dinner, we had a massive ass fucking nap before the actual lift. Mark's with me. He's doing his own thing somewhere else. But let's run through a couple here. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. One most muscular, and then we can get out of here. Oh. Whew. I feel like I'm rolling the dice doing a shirtless post down in B-Fit. Total meathead out of my element. But sick lift, let's scram. And I'm not sure if you can see it on the shirt, but I am fucking drenched. So, oh yeah, I guess I better put myself in the chest day perspective, not the cardio. But yeah, that was a good lift. I felt especially strong on incline fucking Smith. And you know what? I've really been liking more fucking, I mean, I'm still pushing hard. Like I use a little bit of language in there. But when I'm doing those incline Smith bench, I'm really trying to pull my shoulders back and press with like my scapula fully retracted. And I tell you what, I'm feeling so much more chest than normal. Like to the point where I kind of feel a little I feel a little bit stupid for how I've benched in the past because it feels so much better now. But live and learn. That's kind of the whole point, you know. What your training is supposed to improve, right? So if you don't look back on yourself a couple years in the past and think like, oh shit, maybe I should have been doing this a little differently, and you've just been doing the exact same thing the exact same way this entire time, then you haven't really developed as a lifter, you know. Being a lifter, it comes with stages. You know, it comes with stages, right? Or I guess maybe you could say levels, you know. Level 1 lifter, level 1 lifter knows jack. Level 1 lifter is curious. One of his friends works out. He's coming to the gym being brought along. He's getting a taste for it. You know, that's honestly the hardest fucking level to get past just because that's kind of the stage of highest uncomfortability. You know, you don't know what you're doing. You've never been to the gym before. If you didn't have somebody who works out already kind of, I don't want to say, not chaperoning, but kind of guiding you on what you're doing, you know, you might not really have any idea, you know? Not that that's a bad thing, of course. You have to start somewhere. Level 2, you now need no fucking supervision. You know what you're doing. You know, you've got the basic gist of how to do your leg days, your back days, your arm days, your shoulder days, chest, everything. You've got a solid idea of what you're doing. You don't need anybody to walk you through how wide you should put your hands on the bar. You're starting to get it. That's where I think you really start making results. You know, the benefits of getting into the gym is that level 1 lifter, the guy where you're coming with like a group and you're all kind of doing the same stuff, just sort of introductory style. The real benefits you're getting there isn't necessarily like the stimulus you're putting into your biceps from those workouts. It's the experience that you're getting and actually getting a feel for the space, you know? And then once you can kind of go off on your own, you know what you're doing, you're really only limited to how dedicated you can be as a, you know, the level 2 kind of beginner kind of character. That's where you seriously start making gains. That's where you know how to get a pump. You know what you're doing. You don't need anybody with you, right? And you can do that for a pretty good amount of time. And then I feel like, unfortunately, what happens is the level 3 lifter gets a little bit of a big head. You know, once you've lifted for a little while, you've actually starting to see some gains. You got some bicep peaks. You can see a little bit of chest striations when you're fully pumped doing a side chest. I mean, this may not be ubiquitous for everybody, but it definitely was for me. You know, once I got the gist of it, I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking professional. Holy shit. I'm in Tennessee right now. Somebody hit an armadillo. Damn. Never seen that before. But let me get back to what I was saying. So once you get the gist for it, you kind of get a little bit of an overinflated sense of understanding. Like, I know what I'm doing. Oh, look at me, I'm making gains, man. Now you got to get out of that stage as quick as possible, you know. And then I'm not going to do this level thing. I can't keep thinking about it like that. But once you've made as many gains as you can past that beginner stage, you know, year 1, year 2, everybody can make gains for 2 years. There's literally no reason why you cannot make strength and size gains for pretty much 2 years fucking straight. And that's just kind of an estimation. But 2 years, dude, I don't want to say easy mode, but I kind of do. You know, there's guys who, I mean, as a year 1 lifter, I wasn't tracking my macros. I would hit my protein, but that would be pretty much it, you know. And outside of training, like I wasn't even doing any pre-workout fucking year 1 or creatine because I didn't have a credit card. I would have had my mom buy it for me, and she didn't want me to have creatine yet. So you can make solid gains as a beginner for like a fucking while. But once those sort of newbie gains are acquired, that's where you got to pick up the pace and say to yourself, okay, I got to really start training a little bit smarter, you know, because gains are no longer fucking I'm no longer just picking them up off the ground. I got to scour for these things hard. So that's where getting a little bit smarter with your volume, you know, not going into the gym and doing a 30 set bicep workout, which I've fucking done before. totally foolish. You know, way too much volume, way too low intensity on those sets. So I feel like I'm getting close. I'm getting close to having a reasonable grasp on my fucking training. But of course, I've got, you know, a lot more room to fucking improve. Like just talking about that incline bench today on the Smith machine. I've been using so much shoulders on my pressing, and I've been trying to work on it. It's just so tricky to get over that habit. But benching like that, the way that I was, I mean, if you notice anything different about how it looked in these last sets versus some other days, dude, night and fucking day. All fucking chest, zero shoulders, and I mean, I seriously could feel like I wasn't just pushing the bar, I was pulling my chest, which it's kind of, if you know what I'm talking about, then you kind of get it, you know. But the main point I'm trying to say there is never reach a point where you say and actually like fully believe like, okay, I know absolutely everything, I'm doing everything perfectly right, you know, I know what I'm doing. Because if that's you, then inevitably everyone is going to plateau in their training. So if you already have it locked into your mind, like, dude, I'm a fucking genius about working out. Why am I not growing right now? I know everything about dieting. Why am I not growing? And so rather than, you know, actually thinking, okay, something must be wrong with me and my training, which is causing this to happen, you're gonna suddenly just blame, oh, well, I'm a fucking hard gainer. What do you? Everyone is a fucking hard gainer. You have to go to the gym, work out, eat a fucking crazy amount of calories. Like it doesn't just happen. You know, this takes a pretty substantial amount of effort to actually make legit gains. It is hard, right? But that's kind of the fucking value. If it was easy, then who would? Nobody would give a shit, right? So don't. Whatever you do, if you can be a little bit more. What's what's the phrase I'm kind of looking at here? If you can be the guy who can actually say to himself like, all right, I'm accountable, I'm 100% accountable for my gains or lack thereof, and as such I'm the one who's responsible for making changes to improve my gains if that's what I want to do, you know. So if you're not making the gains you want, I kind of just said it right there, you are not making the gains you want. So that whatever routine you're doing, if it's not actually living up to whatever kind of goals you want to achieve, all that means is you got to change it up. You know, you got to do something different. You got to go harder, go a little bit more frequently. You know, if somebody tells me they're not really growing that much, and I ask them, you know, how's your training consistency been, and they tell me, yeah, you know, I take a couple weeks off every so often just to cool off, just to relax. You know, I just need some time off, dude. That doesn't sound like you seriously fucking want it, you know. So that's my shtick there, right? And I always say this, but the guys who really want it and the guys who are really on it, and this, you don't have, I'm not talking about like the fucking gearhead guys who are reaching 280 pounds. I'm talking the guys who seriously understand all the aspects of working out, which are necessary to improve your gains or whatever your fitness goals are. The guys who actually understand all these things, when I'm talking about your calories and your cardio and your training and your consistency and getting your sleep and your hydration, the guys who actually understand that and are implementing that into their routines, they probably just think I'm fucking babbling on right now because they already get it and they don't need me to tell them, you know. So that's I know it's a little bit mundane, you know, oh, just drink your water, get your sleep, you know, just kind of basic shit. But if everything that you do, if all those little details outside the gym are on point, it is going to seriously reflect in your gains. And not that this, you know, this isn't the point per se, but you're going to end up separating yourself from the rest of the guys that you're working out with. You know, the guy who works out hard and then just eats and drinks whatever, doesn't get awesome sleep, you know, he just lifts at different hours, just whatever, you know, he's not really caring too much about progressive overload. He just train hard, whatever. He's not going to make the same gains as the guy who's fucking dialing in everything else that he possibly can. And that's not rhetorical, you know. I'm not saying like you have to make your whole life revolve around the gym or you're a fucking piece of shit. Absolutely not. That's crazy talk, you know. But if you do want to improve your gains, then there are fucking, cut and dry things that you can do to improve them. So that's what I want to. That's kind of my biggest point that I want to really get out. Apart from just like documenting the whole training progression and everything. Like for me to, if somebody asked me like what kind of advice would I want everybody to kind of understand working out wise, it's the fact that apart from some little like your training can change, guys get gains doing different sort of stuff, but the key components of working out, hydration, intensity, fucking your food, actually understanding calories and how they work, and getting a good amount of rest, like those are the things that I really want somebody to take away from when I'm sitting here talking, because they fucking directly translate to gains, man. And that's what we're all here for. What do I stand for is getting fucking huge and everything else that comes along with doing so. So that's all I got there. Cardio done. I'm going to eat a massive brunch, have a nap, and then I got back tomorrow night. Well, I got back tonight, but you're not going to see it till tomorrow. You'll figure it out. Either way, happy 4th of July. I'll see you tomorrow.